If you're looking for a fun way to increase conversions on your Shopify store, then I really recommend creating your own product quiz. You can do this so easily with Lovable. It's a tool that enables you to use natural language prompting to create your own app. You can add your desired features or design qualities too. This entire process is called vibe coding. In simple terms, it's when you tell Lovable's AI what you want it to do, and it will do it all for you. So today I'm going to show you how I built my own product quiz with Lovable. I'll also be showing you how I seamlessly integrated it with my Shopify store, so you can see what it looks like live as well. Just to be clear, I'll be using Lovable's free plan today, which comes with 5 free daily credits. So it's really important that you know how to prompt mindfully and conserve them as best as you can. But don't worry about that, I'm here to share my top tips throughout. And before we begin, make sure that you're subscribed to the Website Builder Expert YouTube channel. We'll be releasing more beginner-friendly, jargon-free content so you can create your dream apps. Step 1. Brainstorming your project. This first step is key. By brainstorming your vibe coding project first and having a clear idea of what you want to create, this makes prompting so much easier. It's easier to create intentional prompts that are clear and tell Lovable's AI exactly what you want it to do. The key here is to not treat Lovable like a whiteboard where you're going to dump all of your thoughts. Every minor change you make could cost you between 0.5 to 2 credits per prompt, and you don't want to get through those too quickly. So what I like to do when I start any vibe coding project is create a PRD, which is known as a product requirements document. This is a really useful document to have because it outlines your project's scope, the features you want to include, the design, and how it will behave. You can then feed your PRD into Lovable, as it will help you create an app that's tailored to your specific needs. I have a PRD on the screen right now. This is for a hypothetical skincare brand called Glow & Co. Most PRDs outline following details, which I'm going to quickly take you through. I've started with a project overview that contains the goal, the target audience, who my app's for, and also the architecture. I've then gone into key features. For example, I've got a progress indicator that will move as my customer goes through the quiz. I've also outlined the user journey recommendation logic, so this sort of delves into how the app will behave when it's being interacted with. I've got a list of recommended products here and who they're best for based on customer answers. I've also gone into the results page a little bit as well. Next up, I have design and brand style guide, so that covers color palette, typography, and component styling. And another important part to include is what you want the AI not to include. For example, I specified that the app should have no database integrations, no backends, no user logins, and no sensitive data collection. This ensures that my app is safe for customers to use. This can all sound quite technical for beginners, so what I recommend you do is use a tool like ChatGPT or Gemini to generate your PRD for you. Just make sure to review your PRD before you use it. This is to make sure that there's no inconsistencies and gives you some time to make some minor adjustments before you begin your project on Lovable. Lovable does have a planned mode that's built into its software that enables you to plan your project beforehand, but I recommend sticking with the PRD route. This is because in plan mode, Lovable will deduct a credit for each prompt. So alongside my PRD, I'm also going to make sure I have a product CSV list at hand. This will contain the key details that I also want to feature within my product quiz. So that includes the products I want to include, the Shopify shop URLs I want to link to, and key details like titles, descriptions, image URLs, and tags. This is so useful because it prevents you from having to manually add all of the products yourself. And because I now have my PRD file and my product CSV file too, it's time to get onto Lovable and create my first prompt. Step 2. Creating your first prompt. So now that I have everything I need to get started, I'm going to open a new tab, type in lovable.dev, hit enter. Here's the home page. So what you want to do first is go to the top right and select login. For ease of use, I always log in with my Google account, so let that load. So here we are. What you'll see first is a text box in the middle, and that's where you're going to enter your first prompt. And to make sure that every single credit counts, we're not going to be entering anything vague. For example, I'd never put down, build me a skincare quiz, because this doesn't really give the AI enough context. Instead, what I'm going to do is select the cross here, click Attach, File, and I'm going to select the 2 most important documents, the PRD and the CSV file for the products. So I'm going to open that. However, I'm not just going to submit the PRD in a CSV. I'm going to add an extra sentence that ties everything together and gives the AI clear direction. So I'm going to grab a prompt I made earlier and copy that into Lovable. So all it says is build my skincare brand product quiz based on the attached PRD and use the product information I've provided in a CSV file to map the questions and answers. Once I have that in, I'm all good to go, so I'm going to press this arrow. So what's happening now is that the AI is taking in the resources you've given it. It's going to use this data to start creating my app. So we're just going to let it do its thing. It might take a few minutes depending on the size and scope of your project, so be a little bit patient here. As you can see, it's also currently generating a clear plan for the app. So this is going to make it really easy to create a product quiz that follows the information you've given it. Just going to have a quick look through what it's shown me in the plan. And once I'm happy with it, I'm just going to press the blue approve button. So as a quick explanation, the left side of the screen is where the AI is going to tell you what it's doing. So it might tell you what features it's adding. While on the right side, that's where you're going to be able to preview your app. That way you can test your product quiz as you go and make sure everything's working in the way you want it to. Once the AI has worked its magic, the first version of your product quiz will appear on the right side of the screen. So now it's time to start tinkering. Step 3, testing your app. This next step's very important if you want to create an app that actually works. If you make a massive stack of changes all at once and you don't check them as you go along, you risk getting to the end of your project and realizing that you have a massive pile of messy code that's a headache to solve. So you really want to avoid this. Because I've made my first version of my app now, I'm going to quickly test it and make sure everything works as it should. So what I'm going to do is click on this little arrow at the top of my screen. It's going to open my app in a new tab, and then I can go through it and make sure everything works. So let's quickly go through the quiz together. I'm going to start, pick my skin type, pick my skin goal, pick my morning routine, and then there we go. It's giving me my finished result. It also links me to the product URL I had within my product CSV file, so that's amazing to know. Everything is working how I want it to. If you're testing your app and you run across a really bad error, don't panic. There's plenty you can do to fix it even if you're not a developer. For visual errors, for example, you might be looking at your product quiz and you see that some text is misaligned. What you can do is take a quick screenshot and then attach that to Lovable with a prompt like, the text is overlapping on mobile screens as shown in the screenshot. Please fix the spacing using Tailwind CSS so it looks clean. And that should solve the problem. But if you've noticed a more technical error, for instance, you might have an error message pop up on your screen, all you can do is copy and paste that error message, pop it into the chat, and ask Lovable to solve it for you. Once you've hit enter, 9 times out of 10, Lovable will solve your issue and you continue with your project. However, there will be times where you hit a brick wall and you're not exactly sure how to solve an issue despite chatting to Lovable multiple times. When that happens, it's best to ask for professional help and speak to a developer. Lovable generates standard React code when it's creating apps, so most developers should be able to take a look and understand what's going wrong. Step 4, continue prompting if needed. Once your baseline quiz is running nice and smoothly, you might want to start adding additional features or making specific tweaks using further prompts. For example, this is a prompt that I'm going to add to the Lovable chat so it can slightly tweak my design. So it goes, please update all the multiple choice buttons to have completely rectangular shaped design. Use our brand's exact hex code for the button outlines and add a smooth hover transition where a button fills with a light grey opacity when the user moves their mouse over it. So I'm going to copy and paste this prompt I made earlier into Lovable and watch it make the changes. So what I'm going to do now is quickly test my app again once Lovable is finished and make sure that it's made the changes I've asked. So I'm going to press start quiz. I can see that these buttons have rectangular outlines now. They also have the dark blue and they turn grey, so that's fantastic. It's done everything I asked it to. So if we take one more look at the prompt I just sent Lovable to get those design changes, you can see that I've been very specific in what I want. Instead of just saying, I want this colour, I've added the hex code. Adding these sorts of details makes it really easy for Lovable to understand what you want and put that into your product quiz. Also, don't cram too many deliverables into one prompt, as this can confuse the AI. Keep everything focused. When you're adding new features to your quiz, it's really important to put your customer first and add features that will actually benefit the user experience. For example, you might want to add a coupon code that they can easily copy and paste onto checkout, or add a progress bar that showcases how long they have in the quiz left. Let me show you my hyper-specific prompt for a progress bar. Add a sleek animated progress bar right at the very top of the quiz box. It should be 0% on the welcome screen, move smoothly to 33% on question 1, 66% on question 2, 100% on question 3, and then disappear completely on the final product results page. Make the moving progress colour our brand's exact gold hex code over a very light grey background track, and make sure it glides forward smoothly rather than snapping instantly when a user clicks next. As you can see, there's a level of detail there that Lovable can easily understand. Step 5. Exporting your quiz to your Shopify store. Now that I'm very happy with the way my quiz runs and looks, it's time for me to add it to my Shopify store. To do this, I'm going to have to add some code to my site. But before you panic, don't worry, I'm going to have some code already prepared for you that's very easy for you to copy and paste. It'll be in the resource document in the description. So first things first, what you're going to need to do is publish your app. This is so it can go live on your website. So I'm going to go to this blue button at the top, I'm going to select it. There's my URL for the app. Going to hit continue, going to make it public. And then I can also add a title, description, and social image for my app. I'm just going to do Glow & Co, just as an example. App that generates the right skincare product for you. Do a bit more detail than I have, but this is just an example. So I'm going to press continue, and I'm going to hit publish. It's just running a quick security scan, which is fantastic. Because we have surface level information and no sensitive data, it should all be fine. So now that my app is live, I'm going to head on to my next step. So I'm going to open up Shopify. Let's log in. Great, now I'm on my dashboard. I'm going to scroll down this navigation bar and click on online store that's below sales channels. So select that. What I'm going to do is edit the theme of my store. Here I'm going to select the page that I want to add my quiz to. So in this case it is a catalogue. I decided this page because I want it to help customers select one of the products on the page. So it should help them make their choice a bit easier. The quiz, I'm going to click on add section under template. And what you need here is you need custom liquid. Custom liquid is where you're going to add your code. So you can see this box here, it's ready for the code. So what I'm going to do is head to the code I prepared earlier. This is called iframe HTML code. It's used when you want to add one web page into another web page. So in this case, I'll be adding the web page for my product quiz into my Shopify store. So I'm going to copy and paste that in, like so. And let me just highlight one thing for you need to change. Where you can see app URL that I've just highlighted for you, that's where you're going to copy and paste your Lovable app URL into. So I'm going to quickly head back onto Lovable, copy and paste this. As a warning, make sure you have HTTPS in there too, so it'll work. So once that's done, I should have my quiz. Okay, I have two HTTPS's in there, so let's get rid of one. That should solve that issue. And there we go, there's the quiz on my Shopify store. So what I'm going to quickly do is test it, make sure everything's working as it should. That seems to be good. Obviously, when you're testing it, test it in a little bit more depth. Maybe go through different pathways to make sure everything's working as it should be. And once I'm happy with that, I am going to click save. And there you have it. Now the changes are saved, you officially have your Lovable product quiz on your Shopify website. I've also gone back onto the online store page from my Shopify dashboard, and I'm going to select View Store just to make sure it's working on the live site as well. So I'll head to Catalogue, I'll scroll down, and then there is my finished quiz. So that's how I was able to create a product quiz with Lovable that's also seamlessly integrated with my Shopify store. But before you get carried away and get excited creating your own product quiz, there is one key security warning I have to let you know about. Don't put sensitive customer data into your public-facing app. For beginner projects like our product quiz, make sure that you keep the information surface level. Keep it related to giving your customers the best products for their needs. If this tutorial has helped you today, make sure you hit the subscribe button. In the coming weeks, we're going to be releasing more content that's designed to support your vibe coding journey and help you create useful apps for your business. Also, remember to hit the link in the description that contains a useful resource pack. This includes the PRD I used, the iframe HTML to add to your Shopify website, and also some of the prompts I used today to give you some inspiration. Happy vibe coding, and I'll see you in the next video.